Hello everyone! Welcome to the first part of Don't Touch Me challenge. I want to say I finally got into the angst field like I wanted, but not really, it's more hurt comfort. But hey, you like that too, don't you? As always, special thanks to my lovely patrons and all of you who still watch my videos. Don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the uploads, and let's get into it, shall we? Please come online, I have a request. Uh-oh. What? Something's wrong. Kunimi never starts these. True. Did something happen? Sort of. I don't know. That doesn't sound very optimistic. Can we help? By giving me an alibi of sort, I suppose. If you need to hide a body, I have a shovel. Oh please, as if he was able to kill anyone. You never know. I don't need to hide a body. That's honestly a relief. Then what's wrong? I need a little break. He's been super touchy since I passed out, and I don't know how to tell him I need a little bit of space. I'm sure you could just tell him. He'll understand. I know he will. I just don't want to hurt him because he's just trying to help. So, what do you need us for? I need you to do it as a challenge. To tell your partner to not touch you. Oh, I see. You don't have to do it right now. I just need something to show you if something goes wrong. Alright, wouldn't be the first time. I'm not sure about this. We aren't really on the most stable ground right now. Because you still didn't pull your dignity out of your ass. You are the one to talk, senpai. Alright, calm down. If you want a challenge catered to your issues, come up with one. Now we are supposed to help Kunimi-chan. Thanks. Just go about it to your best skill and stuff. Good luck. What Kentaro didn't realize when he agreed to participate in the challenge was just how badly it could go for them if he didn't do it right. While they weren't having any issues in the last year or so in their relationship, Shigeru was still prone to overthinking, especially when it came to strange behavior. Kentaro desperately tried not to let the incident from before they got engaged repeat, still having the sight of his beloved broken down on the bedroom floor engraved into his memory. Which meant he had to think about this very carefully. One wrong move or a too harsh tone could mean a disaster. He thought about it the whole time he walked towards Shigeru's place of work, only occasionally making sure Bruno was still on his heel. The only thing coming to mind being to pretend he was focused on something. He'll understand that, and it can soften the blow too. Content with the idea, he stopped at their usual waiting place and sat on the bench, throwing a ball to Bruno a few times. It didn't take long before he spotted his husband exiting the gymnasium. He jumped up and flashed him a wide smile, but then paused when he didn't get one back. Hey, something happened? Shigeru's step halted for a beat. No? Why do you ask that? I'm trained already, I can feel it. He reached for Shigeru's hand, but stopped almost immediately when Shigeru moved out of his reach. That was weird, but not as much as the shaky chuckle Shigeru let out then, as if he just realized what he did. Can we go home? I have some stuff I need to finish. Yeah, sure, but what's going on? He tried to capture Shigeru's hand again, feeling a shiver running under his skin before he flinched away again, a tiny, almost desperate yelp escaping his mouth. Please don't touch me. Kentaro froze in place, dread pulling in his stomach upon seeing the panicked look in Shigeru's eyes just before he looked down, perhaps subconsciously gripping his wrist to prevent himself from tugging on his hair. Okay, I won't. I'm sorry. We can just go home without touches. I'll leave you be, I promise. No, why? I'm sorry, I didn't mean... He let out a shaky sigh, obviously running out of strength. Under normal circumstances, Kentaro would be by him in a flash, pulled him into a hug and not let go until he settled down again. But now his touch seemed to cause pain and fright instead of calm. Still, he risked stepping a little closer, just in case, and caught Shigeru's gaze. Did I do something to you? No, you didn't. It's not your fault. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be like this. Shh. It's alright. What happened? Sniffing quietly, Shigeru shook his head and scratched Bruno behind the ear, earning a worried whine. I saw a guy that... He looked like one of those two. He didn't finish, opening his mouth without another word coming out. But it was enough for Kentaro to understand and immediately switch to high alert. When? Where? Earlier during lunch. I don't think it was him. He just looks similar, but I can't stop thinking about it and it took me back and... Going against everything his instinct was telling him, Kentaro pulled him into a hug, making sure to immediately let go if he hurt him again. But Shigeru just slumped against him, his trembling hands clenching the back of his t-shirt. It's okay. Even if it was him, I won't let anyone hurt you again. I know. I'm sorry. Don't be. You were scared. Come on, let's go home. The situation wasn't necessarily ideal for doing a challenge like this, Sam had to admit. The atmosphere in their home was peaceful right now, too. But he wasn't naive to think that Shirabu's guilt had disappeared just because he could whisper a few words now. It might have helped a little, but Shirabu's eyes were still a clear indicator of how deep down the overthinking spiral he got sometimes. He wasn't sure what to do to ease the invisible burden from his boyfriend's shoulders, other than with using said few words to remind him he was loved every day. The only other thing he managed was to shift Kosuke's daily regime a little, so that Shirabu didn't miss on so much with their son. Son, it sounds so natural now. He smiled when he looked over to the precious scene of Shirabu and Kosuke indulged in a conversation of sorts, the sight melting his heart. He wasn't the only one who gained his voice recently, and by the looks of it, Kosuke was going to be one talkative kid. For now, he was just stringing some random vowels together, but in just a few months... Come on, focus. You can melt all over again later. Wasting my words like this. I should have told Kunimi to leave me out of this for once. Others are helping him already. One person less wouldn't do anything. Eita? He snapped his eyes up, meeting with Shirabu's clearly concerned gaze. He shrugged lightly, signing a quick apology for not being mentally present, which did little to nothing to lift the worried expression from Shirabu's face. I was asking if you want dinner already, but you were spaced out. All too familiar hesitation bubbled to the surface of his voice. The little nervous bite into his lower lip rising the first warning signal in Semi's head. I just thought I could make something for once. You know, since you are cooking all the time these days. I know I'm not as good as you, but I'll do my best, I promise. Furrowing his brow, Semi all but forgot about the challenge and reached for Shirabu's hand, taking note of the hopeful yet cautious way Shirabu looked at him. It hurt to see his otherwise so confident boyfriend worried this much, especially when there was no real reason for it. However, that didn't seem to be the case inside of Shirabu's mind, and Semi's heart ached. It's going to be great. He carefully cleared his throat, squeezing Shirabu's hand a bit more before he brought it to his lips to kiss his fingers. Relax. From his experience, that was easier said than done, but it seemed to help at least a little bit. Shirabu sighed, his shoulders slumping as he let Semi pull him on the free spot on the couch, and then no less than curled into Semi's arms as if he was trying to hide from something. Something that Semi could easily guess were his thoughts. Isn't it annoying to always drag me out of a slump? His voice was so quiet, Semi wasn't sure if he didn't just imagine it at first. He shook his head and pulled Shirabu closer, leaving a light kiss in his hair. You did the same for me. Already feeling his throat starting to hurt, he pulled away a little to cup Shirabu's cheeks and to kiss him properly this time, before he motioned to the crib where Kosuke was just intently trying to sit up on his own. We love you. He wanted to say so much more, but his voice betrayed him once again. But Shirabu understood. He was sure of it, based on the softest smile curling his lips now. I love you too. Both of you. So much. After the last scare, Terushou was slightly hesitant towards the new challenge. Sure, it wasn't anything drastic, but given their past, it was about to worry Terushima no less. His fiancé was adamant he take it slow and careful, even though his collapse was really just caused by a nasty fever and he felt much better already. However, that is not to say he didn't enjoy Terushima's gentle care. Though he wouldn't mind if Terushima took a break from that from time to time, which was exactly why he agreed to do the challenge despite the risks. Hopefully he won't take it to heart. But he always understands, so it should be okay. Please let it be okay. With his heart beating wildly, he closed his laptop and headed to the kitchen, hoping he would find Terushima along the way. As much as the prospect twisted his guts, he had to make it so that Terushima came to him, not the other way around. He hated pushing Terushima away, even when the reason was real. But the idea now slowly materializing in his head settled the guilt a little. He had ways to make it up to Uji, even if it was in several months' time. As expected, Terushima was fretting around the living room, flashing him a bright smile the moment he noticed him and immediately rushed closer. I was just about to call you. I found... Are you okay? I am? Why do you ask? A concerned crease appeared between Terushima's brows. He raised his hand, possibly to check Dashio's temperature or to cup his cheek, but then froze when Dashio stepped away. Please don't touch me. The hand disappeared immediately, the confusion on Terushima's face replaced by worry and guilt. Sorry, I'm not going to, I promise. Is it bad? Should I leave? Terushou's heart ached at the suggestion, even though he knew Terushima offered it with good intentions. After all, it wouldn't be the first time, but he really didn't want to remember those moments. No, it's not that bad. I'm sorry, it's just... Hey, shh. No need to explain, I understand. It's fine. I can go get you something sweet if you want though, if you think it will help. Would you? Of course. The usual, right? I'll be right back. He gave Terushou a reassuring smile and then rushed out of the door, only grabbing his wallet and keys along the way. Soon, Terushou was left alone in the living room, feeling bad for chasing Yuji out, but melting inwardly at the same time. Using the vial to his advantage, he grabbed his phone and quickly dialed a secretly obtained contact, only having to wait for 2 rings before the woman picked up. Hello, how can I help you? Hi, I'm calling regarding the reservation my fiancé made last week. Terushima Yuji. Ah, yes, I recall that one. It's for October, right? Yes, that's the one. Is there some change you would like to make? Yes. I looked at your website and it says we could rent fairy light garlands for the whole venue from you too. That's correct. Do you want me to add that to your reservation? Yes, but please send the invoice separately to me. And don't mention it to my partner. I'd like it to be a surprise. I see. Alright, I'll send you the confirmation and invoice for deposit right away. If you need anything else, please let me know. I'll make sure your wishes are met as best as we can make it. Thank you. He sighed in relief and ended the call, glad everything went smoothly. Smile curled his lips when he imagined Terushima's face upon seeing the fairy lights he clearly wanted at their wedding venue, but ended up discharging the idea because of budget, since, for some reason, he insisted on paying for most of the wedding himself. It was a sweet gesture, but Terushou would be damned if he let his beloved sacrifice his wishes when he had more than enough money to make them happen. He might didn't need much for a perfect day, but that didn't mean he wouldn't do everything to see his partner happy. It was an interesting choice to ask him to do the challenge that was almost perfectly made for Sakusa. If Sakusa did it, he probably wouldn't even question it. Just let his boyfriend be for a while until he settled again. Like this, however, he was left wondering what Sakusa's reaction would be. Good thing I don't have to wait for too long. It's been 10 minutes already. Get in here or everything's going to trash. Letting out a deep sigh, Atsumu rolled his eyes and slowly got up from the couch, very much not excited about the constant jabbing to make him move when he wanted to relax. Unfortunately, Sakusa would hear none of that once he decided this was going to be a cleanup day. Now, if it was normal cleaning like dusting and sweeping the floors, Atsumu wouldn't protest and helped. However, some spirit of spring cleaning had to possess Sakusa last week, which resulted in many of his things being threatened with a garbage can, which consequently led to a bunch of petty arguments. He's so annoying when he gets like this. So what if I have more things than him? It's my home too. Don't you dare to throw anything away until I saw it. He had to take a deep breath when he spotted his things piled up on the side, while Sakusa was apparently busy clearing out their second wardrobe. I'm not, but you better sort all that and make some space. Space for what exactly? Living, Atsumu. Atsumu bit his tongue to not retort something he could later regret, and instead focused on sorting everything Sakusa pulled out before. The pile contained everything from clothing to small trinkets, all of which had a sentimental value to him. How did Sakusa expect him to part with them? I'm not throwing this out. I don't care what you think, all of this is important to me. Much to his growing annoyance, Sakusa sighed and got up from the floor, motioning to the pile again. Then find it someplace. Why do you keep them just tossed in a wardrobe if they are important to you? To that, Atsumu had no answer, so he just huffed and turned away, muttering under his breath. Don't be a smartass. What do you need so much space for anyway all of a sudden? Atsumu. Gritting his teeth, Atsumu smacked Sakusa's hand away from his shoulder. Don't touch me! Or my things! Move into your own place if you mind my things so much! Dread washed over him when he realized what just left his mouth, but it was too late to take it back. Falling pin could be heard in the silence that followed. They stayed staring at each other for what felt like an eternity, while Atsumu's mind raced to think of something to say to soften the blow his words had. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. That doesn't make it better, you idiot! His heart dropped when Sakusa sighed again, softly and almost defeated, and motioned back to the pile of things that was the cause of everything, avoiding looking in Atsumu's direction. Just sort it out a bit, okay? Mommy. I made some space in the other wardrobe and on the shelves. You can put it there. Mommy, wait. I'm sorry. I really didn't mean that. Finally, Sakusa looked up. Though seeing the pain in his eyes, Atsumu almost wished he didn't. Nothing slips you just like that, Atsumu. Ever. We both know that. They did. Too worried he could make everything worse if he spoke again, Atsumu just nodded and knelt down to his things, moving automatically as he put the more important things on the one side and the ones he could potentially part with on the other. He didn't see what Sakusa was doing, but judging by the silence behind him, he must have left the room. And Atsumu suddenly wanted to cry. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Okay, yeah, I did go more into angst at the end there, but still, this challenge is more hurt comfort than angst, I would say. But it's fine. I like hurt comfort and you seem to like it too, or most of you, I would say. So, yeah, why not? If you have any requests or ideas, the request form is linked in the video description. See you next time.